Ah, the bass.
It's showtime, folks.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and first time on this channel that I'm doing Goldfrapp. Yeah, so this is not a first time reaction because I've heard this song before, but it's recently. I would say a few months ago, I stumbled upon this. Actually, I've been listening to some Goldfrapp over the last year or so, and I love her voice. I think it's actually two people, and I got some information pulled up on the other side, so we'll get into it. But Alison Goldfrapp is really the centerpiece of this band, this duo, and she has an amazing voice. And there's a lot of great songs out there, but this one I stumbled upon a few months ago, and I just absolutely adore this. So it will not be a first time reaction, but still fresh enough for me to be still kind of like, wow, I'm hearing that for the first time, or really kind of getting into things and dissecting, examining, and talking about it. So let me stop yapping and let's get into the song. Bass.
Moments of perfection.
Oh, the strings. Love it.
Idle in the sunshine.
Ah, the bass.
Over there in yonder, in another world. I'm not your kind, I'm not your girl. Dreams we had seen bright and past the time. Cologne Cerrone
I'm gonna bring that back. I know she repeats that again, but I'm gonna bring it back. I love it. I love it. I love the way her voice goes into the falsetto. Is that what it is? Oh, what a beautiful voice. And I know she's singing the title of the song, right? Cologne Cerrone Houdini, right? She sings that twice. I don't know what that means, but I don't need to know what it means. It's just beautiful.
Sunlight in your eyes, driving over stateside. Left the smoke.
The strings, they're so right there, like a James Bond kind of strings, no?
Left the smoke behind. Left the
All right, I'm gonna be
smoke
annoying.
behind. Over stateside.
There you go. Sorry about that.
Left the smoke behind us.
So beautiful.
sunlight in your eyes.
Oh,
Sunlight in eyes like diamonds in your hair.
I neglected to name the song on the other side. I mean, I know everyone saw it. They see it in the title, but I did not say what the song name was. So Cologne Cerrone Houdini. And yeah, I love the song. Again, only heard this a few months ago. Goldfrapp, Alison Goldfrapp, what an amazing voice. And I definitely have heard songs from this group, this duo, over the last year or so. This song just recently, like I said, and I'm like, which one do I do? So I figured, let me do this one first. And before I get into the lyrics or anything, let me get into who they are. And again, just a little bit. Uh, so it's a duo, and Will Gregory is a keyboardist, plays synthesizer. I think he does some other things too. So he's the other side of this duo. And this is from the album Seven Tree. It's their fourth studio album. A lot of their music up until this album has been like dance, real sort of electronic dance beat. And this one marked like a change. It was more slowed down, a more down tempo kind of sound. And actually, I saw where they identified this genre as like folktronica. Yeah, it's because there's definitely that electronic sound and a lot of sounds kind of swirling around in and out of not just the song, but some others too. But like a folk kind of sound too. Clowns on this album. I love that song. That actually was the first song that I ever heard from Goldfrapp. That was back in 2008 when this album was first released, and I didn't really know much about her, them. But I love that song. So that is probably going to be one that I'll do at some point. But I bring that up because that's like a folk, with the acoustic guitar and everything else. Really interesting lyrics. Doesn't match the beauty, although I think the lyrics are definitely interesting. I actually take them more seriously than I think some other people that I see on YouTube. They kind of giggle, hoo, hee, hee, and almost throw away lyrics. I don't think they're throwaway lyrics, but you would never know um, in listening to that song uh, what she's singing about. um, and that's kind of like what's interesting, even about this song too. And where is she from? Because that's the thing. Where is she from? Because it sounds like she has right. So she's from England, but she kind of sings with this accent, or maybe like just that's just her singing style that she kind of like almost cloaks, her words. She puts like some style and a lot of oomph. There's something that like she puts a lot of herself into her singing. Every word kind of like drenches it. And that's not a knock. It's just her style. And I'm just trying to understand why a lot of times I find it hard to understand what she's singing about. Um, picking out the words. I pick out here and there, but not everything. And when I pulled the lyrics a little bit and I saw what the lyrics were to the song, very interesting. So that is just a little information about Goldfrapp. They actually started in 1999, their present day, but she recently put a solo album out. So uh, that'd be interesting to hear. I have not heard anything yet from that album. Um, Let me get into the lyrics because I love the lyrics on the song. And actually, before I do, so what they say in genius.com, which is the lyric website that I use a lot for my episodes, Cologne Cerrone Houdini is about the sweetness of stolen moments with someone you ultimately know that you can't have. About the meaning of the song, Alison Goldfrapp told Remix Mag, quote, "We were jamming and the word Cerrone just came out of my mouth." She says, "Subconsciously, maybe I was thinking of Cerrone, but it wasn't something in the front and center of my mind. The Houdini part came because I was reading the book about him and the whole idea of escapism. I used this as a metaphoric idea about an ex boyfriend who tried to escape from as many situations as possible." That's interesting. And so the lyrics go moments of perfection, idle in the sunshine, over there in the yonder, in another world. And before she starts singing those words, I mean, I love the way the song starts out. I love it. That bass, I mean, it just announces itself and it's straight through the whole song. It's so good. And the sound of the bass is so good. And then you got like that symphony. It could be the keyboards or it could be a real symphony. Now, I've seen actually a version of the song live on YouTube, and she has the whole orchestra out, and you have that da-dum, boom, boom, da-dum, boom, 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 da-dum. It's just, and the way that da-dum it comes in so pronounced. Yeah, it's beautiful. And then she sings, "Moments of perfection, da-dum, da-dum, idle in the sunshine, over there and yonder in another world." And then pre-chorus, "I'm not your kind." And when she sings that, that marks a change in chords. And I love that. It's very effective. "I'm not your kind. I'm not your girl. Dreams we had seem bright and past the time." And beautiful, beautiful, angelic Cologne, Cerrone Houdini, Cerrone Houdini. I'm not even gonna attempt to even get as high as Alison Goldfrapp, but that's just beautiful. And then repeats it: Cologne, Cerrone Houdini, Cerrone Houdini. Uh, Beautiful, and yet the music in the background that's supporting that chorus. It's just stunning. I go back to the song. I've had this song on replay now over the last couple of months. I just keep going back to it. And then I love how all of a sudden it kind of like, you know, kind of just by itself, like in the still of the night, where she sings "Sunlight in Your Eyes," and then there's kind of like some sort of flute, and it might be actually a keyboard that's just kind of has like a flute effect. And then she has that voice. And then gets into verse 2. "Driving over stateside, left the smoke behind us. Could we be together in another world?" And then sings, "I'm not your kind. I'm not your girl. See, I'm in your car, but not your life." Interesting lyrics. It speaks to what Alison Goldfrapp had said in that quote. Um, just someone who not kind of having a relationship, but not really in that person's life, right? It's kind of like two people who sort of are meeting, but it's going to be fleeting. Okay, they're going to have some time together, and they're in the car, but she knows that where they're going, it's not going to be it's not going to be long lasting. It's just going to be a momentary trip. At some point, both of them will be moving on with separate lives. And just again, I love the song. Her voice is amazing, and how she kicks back into that chorus. Cologne, Cerrone Houdini. Cerrone Houdini repeats that again. And then that beautiful outro. Sunlight in your eyes, sunlight in our eyes. Yeah, and you have the music in the background, right? Now it's not as pronounced as before, right? It's more quiet, more subtle. But I think again, I think you have the keyboard or that flute kind of sounding keyboard or flute. And then her voice, she's doing an overlay, right? You know, laying another track of her voice, maybe a couple of tracks where she's just doing this kind of twirling, swirling of her angelic voice that's just kind of soaring, going up. Ah, it's so beautiful. Beautiful. Sunlight in your eyes, like diamonds in your hair. Mm, very poetic. It seems like she has a fond memory about that time. Doesn't sound like she had a bad time. It's not like, hey, we're going separate ways because, you treat me bad. Or I think she's just recalling a time with someone that she might have cared about a lot, but it just wasn't in the cards. And it's really clever how she pulls in Houdini. Very clever songwriter. Absolutely. A lot of her lyrics are really interesting. In this one too. It's just how she remembers him as kind of escaping from life, I guess. And so she connects Houdini to him, to that memory, and puts that into the song. So it's clever. It's brilliant. The song is brilliant. And she's brilliant. Her voice is beautiful. So what do you think about the song? What do you think about Goldfrapp? What should be the next Goldfrapp song? Let me know. And in the meantime, I'll see everyone on next episode of Into the Music.